Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another mildly interesting video. Let's have some fun. Well, that was a pretty good session of fun if I may say so myself. Now let's get on with the actual video. Dragon Maid is easily one of the most interesting and most fun animes that I've ever seen. Probably one of the most fun shows I've ever seen as well. It combines over-the-top humor with slice of life combined with over-the-top action, along with some really good friendship and substance underneath as well. Now, this is actually from the same studio that created Nichijou, easily one of the best comedies that I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, I'm just gonna end the sentence right there because if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have not been keeping up with the history of Nichijou or Dragon Maid or Kyoto Animation as a whole. I just saw this anime on Netflix and I thought, huh, pretty interesting, I'll go check it out. Really fun overall. So I guess the review has to start at some point because I just can't keep rambling about the history of this anime because I did not do any research about this. Let's begin. Part 1, the visuals. It's really colorful, it's really crisp, it looks really clean. It makes for a really satisfying watch. But the one thing that I want to take note is the action sequences. It's surprisingly well animated. It feels like these animators wanted to work on some sort of shonen anime like say Demon Slayer or something, but then they got stuck in Kyoto Animation and just figured, screw it, we'll make our own here. Now, Kyoto Animation is actually no stranger to this. They actually did the same thing with Nichijou, which in my opinion is one of the things that makes it one of the best comedies of all time, just because of how over the top everything is in that show. And some of that is definitely present over here, making it for a really interesting and really fun watch. It's really fascinating to see a slice of life series just get this much attention for the action sequences. Normally some quick images and just like would suffice for a slice of life anime, but these guys, they just decided to make their own shonen anime series, I guess. Overall, the visuals are clean, colorful, and they are very crisp. They're really crispy. Part 2, the audio. The sound effects are pretty cute. There's this one riff in my head that just lives rent-free, but I can't play it to you because copyright laws. There's also the opening song as well. It's really catchy. There's this like amazing beat and melody and like drum rhythm to it. It's really catchy. It's really easy to just groove along and dance along as well. And the ending is also quite the vibe. It's really chill. It also has that same groove and vibe that the first opening has, although it's in a more slowed version, which kind of makes sense because it's the ending, whereas the opening is the opening. Overall, I don't really have that much to say about the audio, but I do have a lot to say about the next part. Overall, the thing that makes Dragon Maid, Dragon Maid. Part 3, the characters. There's quite the roster of characters in this one anime, and honestly, I like them all, or at the very least, I can stand with them all. The main dragon Tori is just so incredibly funny. She's so hell-bent on being a Maid, but when you realize that she can literally end the galaxy because of her dragon powers, the result is like this over-the-top nature that she has. It gets ridiculous, yet it never gets boring at all, because it just keeps going on and on and on. It's interesting to see. I really love Kana's like small figure and deadpan humor. The way that she just like says stuff as if it's nothing with like the most bored face and expression. It's really entertaining. It's really funny in my opinion. And honestly, the relationship between Kobayashi and Toru, I'm really happy that they did not make it into a lesbian romance, because that would have been the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. And honestly, the fact that people were expecting this interspecies romance to happen kind of freaks me out. Speaking of relationships, I also really like Fafnir and Kobayashi's colleagues' relationship together. They're living under the same house, yet this dragon, who literally comes from another planet, maybe even another universe, is so hell-bent on leveling up in World of Warcraft. It's really fascinating. It's really funny. It makes that character him. Then there's Lukwa. Honestly, I kind of have mixed feelings about her. On one hand, her comedy and her specialty is basically just the sex appeal, but on the other hand, it's executed pretty well. It doesn't really get that boring, although there is definitely a little bit of squick there. And her relationship with Shota is honestly, I don't know. There's also Elma. I really love her character design. She looks absolutely cute, and I love that for some reason she has this like obsession on sweets for some reason. And it was when I was writing down these bullet points about what makes these characters that I realized all of these characters are memorable in one way or another because of the extremity of the stuff that they have. Gana may just be like a deadpan snarker, but she also deadpan snarks in the most deadpan face ever with a small figure. It makes her more memorable than like the other ones that we've seen before. Thor may be a dragon and she may also be a maid, but the thing that makes her is the extremity that they play up both of these things to create one of the most fun characters in the show. Actually, probably the most fun character of the show. Whatever you say about each of these characters, there's always something to remember them for. They're always interesting, they're always fun, they keep the show moving. It never really gets boring either. They manage to find new situations to like play up these powers or like these little quirks of theirs to like just make it like absolutely wild and fun. These characters are what make this anime so fun and so interesting. And they're all incredibly memorable. Not just the character designs, but the personalities as well. I don't think I've really seen that before. Part 4, the plot. This is a slice of life anime series. There's not that much plot to it, but if you want the plot, here it is. One day, Kobayashi accidentally saves a dragon. We don't know how in the beginning, that's just how it is, just please accept it. So, as things, she decides to move in, becoming a maid to take care of the house. And from there, her partners and her friends come in, and then from that point on, wacky hijinks ensue, except all of the other supporting characters, or the main characters in this case, can pretty much destroy the galaxy or the universe potentially. Honestly, it's pretty fun. There's not that much plot to it. It's really the events in the middle that really make up the anime. And honestly, with what I've described in the past part, those are the things that make this anime. So, there's that for a slice of life anime series. Overall, this was an incredibly fun anime, and I am glad that I watched it, and I'm also glad that I actually watched it really late into its lifespan, to the point where after I finished watching it, the announcement for Season 2 came out, and then I was really excited about it. I did not have to wait like the other fans. Please don't sue me. Well, that was a really fun video, and I hope you all enjoy. Oh, I don't know who these people are. Either they are the police who are trying to arrest me because I shot a gun earlier on this video, or they're the anime fans of Dragon Maid that are mad that I didn't have to wait for 3 years for Season 2. But they do have guns and knives though, so I'm pretty concerned about my life right now.